Welcome to Crypto Kid Podcast. Today I have a special guest. He's been on the show before, Mike, and he's a representative for Solve.Care. So, for those of you who weren't able to listen to the last episode, Mike, why don't you introduce yourself and in your role at Solve.Care and what you guys are doing?
Sure. My name is Mike Norton. I've been working for Solve.Care since 2018. It was my first gig outside of my old teaching career that I used to have. And I got into crypto about 2016, started holding tokens around 2017, and then joined up with Solve.Care. I took a bigger role about a year and a half ago, and I work for the communications and marketing department. I am the global community manager. I'm the one that bridges the gap in communication between the team and the community and help answer questions and all that.
Oh, nice. Nice deal. Now, last time we talked and I was trying to sign up for Solve.Care, and I understand that you guys were having some issues and that you explain what kind of issues that you're resolving to make it easier for people to sign up.
Yeah, so having a global platform comes with global issues. And one of the big ones we had was mobile phones and one time passwords. There's different carriers for different parts of the world. They all have different pricing, they all have different limits. And it was turning into a nightmare. We are still having issues trying to find a solid working one time password provider in the US. So we took the initiative. We've been onboarding a lot of patients onto our platform, and we took the initiative as we need more sign-in options. The other thing that kind of went with it, because now you can sign up with email or you can sign up with WhatsApp. And one thing we noticed is that our app was a lot more. It's harder to get into. Not many crypto apps ask for a phone number. I mean, Telegram does, but aside from that, no wallets, no MetaMask, no Trust Wallet is ever going to ask you for your phone number. So it was one of those shifts that made sense in the space, to add more features where you can just sign up with an email. So yeah, hopefully you're able to sign up and get started.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I know you Padeep's doing really good things and he's changing the world in so many ways. And just I know he really cares about what he's doing too. He's someone that that's been in the industry for a while. I believe he worked for United Healthcare or one of those before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and
So,
Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yeah.
oh yeah, 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 that's right. Man, it's been a while. And so yeah, and also last time we were talking about the care trials. And how is that going on?
So Care Trials is doing really good. We had a lot of updates. I think last time we spoke, it was just before the launch of Care Trials, or maybe right after the launch of Care Trials. And that first phase was really, we were using our community to find all the bugs, find all the issues, and we had over 550 countries sign up, and it was something 3,000 people or something tried it out and tested out the app. And it was perfect because now we've gotten to the point where there's a lot more features in there. We have an AI chatbot that you can ask questions about clinical trials called Kyra. And yeah, a lot of other features. Now you can send a request. If you're a clinical trial company, you can send a request for more information and data, and then it'll actually get sent to a nurse for verification, and you can be enrolled into the clinical trial through that. But yeah, a lot of new features. We have a lot of clinical trials that are joining us. And at the moment, we have just this government list of clinical trials on our site. It's an open, available government list. And, if you're a clinical trial company and you're joining us, you're going to want your clinical trials to be more prevalent, because you are making the effort to join the platform. So we introduced a marketing tool for them where they can promote their clinical trial. So there's different tiers to this marketing, and they can push their clinical trial within the first 20 or so swipes that you do through clinical trials. And yeah, it's come a long way, a long way. So all the matching algorithms are working great. There's a whole host of new features that are actually coming out on the 25th, so in a few
Can you
days.
share? Can you drop some?
I am going to make a post on it, but essentially we're going to tie in a few other things, such as like connecting to family members on clinical trials, a lot of stuff with the ledger as well. And release 13 as well dropped quite a bit of new stuff where clinical trial admins is now a new role. So if you want to take down your clinical trial or you want to update your clinical trial, you can do that. And then there's a whole host of like back end stuff that help the aggregated list. But that's all I share for right now, because yeah.
Yeah, I know how it is. And wow, you said things about ChatGPT or yeah, AI. A lot of companies, especially like Facebook and Instagram, are integrating. Well, they're the same company basically. So they're integrating ChatGPT and AI into their search engines, and that's pretty cool. It's, dude, I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh wow, it was just like someone that something that college students were using to get by on their homework. I was like,
Yeah.
it's really taking it serious though now, but
Yeah, ours is quite different. So we don't like the idea of just Chat GPT. When it comes to healthcare, you don't know, like Chat GPT has run out of text, so they're apparently transcribing YouTube videos and using that as sources now, which is quite scary when you think about all the different health myths and practices that are on YouTube, some of the chiropractic videos where they're pulling people's heads off. And so we went a different route where we have made ours with a dedicated database. So it only pulls from one database, and we're using top partners. And we're actually going to have this is a bit of alpha. We're going to have a campaign where if you are in the industry or if you have good resources or science-backed data, you put it onto the bot and teach essentially our AI bot and grow that database that it pulls from. But the idea is to have really only factual, science-based uh, help on there. And of course, the AI bot is really supposed to be there for you, because if I don't know if you've ever gone through a clinical trial, the process is kind of demeaning. Your doctor will kind of talk down on you, especially if they think you're not you're in poverty or something. You might not make the appointment, or you have some other condition, and they just don't believe you'll do it. So they have a lot of biasm, and having an AI chatbot that just knows all the facts will not be biased. It will help you. It will teach you what you need to do, and if you can get in touch with you know new ways, new techniques, new procedures, new medicine, it'll help you do that instead of having to go through this whole crazy website sign up process and seeing a doctor and having them talk down to you and things like that. So yeah, that was the main idea.
I'd be honestly, I would be nervous going through clinical trials because it's just trials. It's like you don't know if they're trying to see if it's gonna work or not. So I would be like, there's like a little test right in the lab. Like, oh my goodness, like what is this thing gonna do to me? If it works, great. If it doesn't, damn it.
Yeah, so there's actually two different types of trials. We have the observational and we have the interventional. So the observational are like the ones you used to see back in the day where they're like, we'll pay you $500 to sleep. You see them on Instagram pages and things like that. But those ones, it's just observational. They might make a new smoking cessation app, and they'll have you try it out, and then you get paid for that kind of thing. And then the interventional, of course, is where you're going to try out different medicines or different procedures. It's a lot more hands-on for that. So, might want to try out an observational. You never know. There was an observational one I saw. We were talking with the community and having them look through, and one of them found, he's in Nigeria, and he found it was like something about blood pressure. So he had to check his blood pressure, but it was only for Nigerian bank workers that work certain hours of the day, like really specific. But because it was really specific, the trial was actually paying quite a bit. So, there's
Okay,
always opportunities.
okay. And then you were mentioning things about government contracts. Can you share, like, specify what kind of government contracts? Like, is it just in the United States or worldwide?
So this is not a contract that we have with the government. You kind of have to be careful making contracts with the government, because if you make a contract with the U.S. government, you are owned by the U.S. government at that point. So, you
Sure.
always want to make those contracts with the distributors, not the direct government. But this is just a database, and it's actually upheld all around the world. So even as I've been traveling, I check it. Vietnam, I saw some. South America, I saw some, and it's just this global database where they all have a certain set of standards, and they all reach a level of, agreements on compliance and law and regulation, but they're global.
Okay. Now, how's the adoption going for the trials and all that?
So it's been going really great. We approached this, we had this opportunity in the Philippines, and there's a patient organization called PAPO, and they have 3.8 million patients. We went out to them and we said, hey, there's a lot of your patients do clinical trials. It was something like 18% of them did clinical trials. And we said, hey, we have this platform where they can check out the clinical trials and they don't have to give any of their data up. They can just fill in some private information and find some clinical trials that work for them. And they said, are you trying to buy our patient list, because we're not selling our patient list? And we said, no, no, we don't need your patient list. This is a free tool for anyone to use. And they didn't believe it for the longest time until we proved it. Use our app. It's completely free. It doesn't ask for any of your name or information. And they were just blown away. So they partnered with us, and they have a goal of hitting a couple 100,000 patients by the end of the year. And this is a huge, I think it's likely one of the biggest real world adoption outside of finance for blockchain. And this is just the beginning. This has opened the door. Now that other companies are seeing that we're signing up using, Papo's doing it, other companies are reaching out to us, and we actually have an opportunity with a neighboring Southeast Asia company, patient organization that has 3 times the amount of patients. So it's going very well. We have a goal, a very lofty goal. So we want to hit that goal, and we think we can do it.
Can you tell us what the goal is? Like what's the numbers that you guys are trying to reach?
So internally, we have a goal that we want to hit 1 million patients on our platform by the end of the year. And we think we can just do this with care trials alone, but we actually have quite a lot more coming. So yeah, we think we can hit this goal pretty easily, actually.
Okay. Yeah. I hope you guys do. You guys are, like I said, it's just amazing what you guys are dealing with and how you are trying to help everybody get some healthcare, because there's some people in third world countries that can't afford healthcare. And hopefully you guys are making it like really affordable. Is it like can it be like free? Like I know like we have here in the United States, we have clinics where you could just sign up and walk in, and then if you have like for an example, I went into a walk-in clinic and I needed a cyst removed, and it didn't cost nothing. But if I were to go to a dermatologist, it would cost a lot of money. So like can you explain like the cost and fees when you do sign up for healthcare, and like does it does it differentiate between different classes of people, like the middle class, lower class, and wealthy class?
Yeah, so actually, around the last time we spoke was the release of, I forget what release number it was, but it included the eligibility and enrollment suite. And essentially, this was an add on to our platform that could automatically enroll you or make you eligible for various programs. So if you are in the US and you do make a certain amount of money, you may not know that there's a program out there that'll give you free healthcare, free help, whatever you need. And this could notify you without same principle as care trials. You fill out some information in your profile, and it can tell you about that. But we are a distributor app. So people can build networks on our platform, and they distribute their products through us. So we don't handle any of the pricing stuff. But what we do is we drastically reduce the cost of healthcare. We drastically reduce the cost of billing, which is one of the most expensive things in healthcare. We reduce administration, which is bloating healthcare around the world. The amount of administration people in a hospital just outweighs physicians and nurses by a long shot. And this is something that our platform can help do. So, we hope by drastically, if we can shave off 30% of the cost of healthcare, we hope that savings comes down to the patient. But obviously, we don't control the price. But what we do as well is we open up the doors. We reduce the barriers. So if anyone can build a network on our platform, and soon you'll go onto our wallet, and you'll see multiple different networks, and you can see the prices, because obviously in blockchain you have to pay before you play. You submit the transaction with the payment. There's none of this, well, how much is this going to cost me, figure out at the last second. But you can then assess your resources. And we also have included AI scripts onto our platform with Python. So if a doctor was to send you a prescription card, your prescription, there can be an AI script that runs that will check all your local pharmacies, all the online pharmacies that ship to you, and then send you all the prices and availabilities and counts and things like that. So it just makes it a lot easier for people to find that affordable care. But we do hope that we can get some the government to start making our platform to where you can get government benefits just by showing them. We have a blockchain ledger. If they can match it with people, that would be, save people a lot of time and effort with the eligibility enrollment.
That'd be a game changer, for real.
Mhm.
And so I heard a little bit about Solve.Care 2.0. You want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. So we, like many other projects I've been noticing, have done a revamp to our tokenomics. So our token came out in 2018, February of 2018. We stuck to all the compliance laws, and we still do. We are very strict on compliance. We work in one of the most regulated industries, which is healthcare, and then we're tying in one of the most unregulated industries in the world, blockchain. So we have to stick to the right side of things and compliance side. So there was a lot out of our tokenomics we didn't do. We essentially had a token sale, we had a token reserved for the team, and that was it. But now that legislation is shifting, I mean, we might see the ETF for Ethereum coming soon, which goes to show proof of stake and staking in general is not an automatic security. So we decided to make some changes to our tokenomics and introduce all the things that everyone else has. So we're talking, farming, where you can provide liquidity and get extra incentives. You can stake, where that's actually something we're building. We're going to have a community governed pool where part of the wallet fees, which is everyone that signs up for a network has to pay a wallet fee, and the network pays the wallet fee, not the consumer. And then part of that will go into a community pool where the community can vote and decide if new networks want to be built, or when they want to pay for this influencer or whatever, what have you. They get to vote on whatever you do with that. So we included governance, and then yes, a few other things, retiring some old initiatives we had done, and things like that. So it gives us new life, because for so long people have been holding Solve and wondering, when do I get to stake this? Why should I be in this when I could be holding something else and earning it? And so we've introduced that now into our platform.
Man, sometimes people get so greedy. I'm always long term, man. Whenever you invest, it's always that's the problem that people have though, is like they want fast money. Is that's not how it works. And if
Yeah,
it's fast money, it's not going to be very good, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
But what other networks are on the way to the Care platform?
So we have a few other networks that we're planning, and this is going to be all alpha. But the first one we're doing is, we understand that our app, people that go onto it, you can browse clinical trials and you can go through clinical trials, but that's kind of a niche audience, especially when you're talking about a smaller crypto audience. So when you're telling them about a wallet and they go in and they can only see that, they don't get the whole experience. There can be private networks on our platform that they can't see, because if you're a hospital in Florida, you don't want people in Turkey and South Korea signing up for your network. So those are private networks, and you can join by invite. But we have some more public networks coming, and what we're doing is we're going to add this new section that's kind of community governed, and it's going to have all these different applications that are kind of the simple applications you use in daily, like a lot of people use, and just give it so there's quite a lot to do. There's going to be other networks that are joining us through partners, which I can't speak about. And we have some really cool AI ones that are going to be joining us as well. And those will give you something to do, but they're all, they're services. So, you can join and pay for those services. But we wanted to give like a network where, maybe there's a yoga timer, or a meditation timer, or there's simple yoga techniques, or a water tracker, or things that are health related that you can possibly share with your family or your physician, that are just kind of handy things you can try out every day. So that way there's something for everyone on there. And then of course, yeah, we have those other networks that are coming with large clients that are likely going to be private networks, and then some that are public and AI tools and things like that.
So you're saying things about partners and you can't discuss some. Is there any like can you at least give us a little nibble on any partners that are going to be on board, or is it like Loctite?
I can't say, well, Pradeep did leak what the network is about, so I think I'm safe to say it is going to be like a secondary opinion network where
Okay.
you can take whatever your physician has said and you can send it out there and people can, give you second opinions and you can run through those second opinions. And also it'll tie with the clinical trials so that if you have an issue and it matches a clinical trial, they can give you that option as well. But it's going to be a network kind of like that. And there's a few other ones that we're coming out with as well.
Oh, very exciting. I know you guys work with Uber. Is that still going on? I remember last time my very first interview with Pradeep, he was talking about Uber and able to give your grandma a ride to the doctor's office, and that's what Solve.Care is going to do. Is that
Yeah,
still?
so
Oh, my bad.
yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so we still have a partnership with Uber and Lyft. They both are still in the health space, and to be honest, they've been getting a lot better because there have been some not so great reviews. But we believe in them, and we still have them on our network. And then, yeah, any network that joins us, these are based in the U.S. Of course, different healthcare systems around the world, but if a U.S. company joins us and they want to start adding that to their patients, that's still available. And it's funny you mentioned that because we signed Lyft first and then we made the announcements of Lyft. And we knew a lot of people were watching our project and seeing what we're doing. But it literally an hour after we made the Lyft announcement, Uber called us and they're like, "Hey, what's this? Why are you partnering with Lyft? We want to partner too." And so we partnered with them like a week later. And now with Papo, we're getting the exact same thing. We signed Papo, we announced Papo, and all these other patient organizations going, "Hey, wait, you're getting free tools? I want free tools." They're helping our patients, so it's great.
That's yeah, exactly. That is, and I'm glad that it's working out because it's a competitive world and people don't want to see their competitors go on something um that could potentially be very big in their way. They're like, wow, these guys are going to be coming up. Blockchain's a new way of technology. I better get my feet in before I get left behind. So
Yep.
that's exactly how you do it, man. Good job. Where can people find Solve?
Oh, so Solve right now is available. We have Upbits, we have KuCoin, which is kind of under fire. We of course have decentralized trading platforms, but part of the Solve 2.0, which I forgot to mention earlier, is that we bridge to Polygon. So on Polygon, our platform is not going to be on Polygon. That is still something in the works. And we were going to build our own chain. I think we spoke about that last time, but now
Mhm.
we're going to build our chain on top of one of these parachains or whatever they call sub chains or whatever. We haven't announced what platform yet, but we're going to be utilizing one of those. But the we have moved to Polygon just because it's cheaper and easier. And if we do events or we do giveaways, when Care Trials first started, you could get 100 Solve just for signing up, and that will all be distributed through Polygon because it's a lot cheaper. But we're on QuickSwap as well, so you can find us on there. And yeah, that's where the liquidity, the farming is as well.
Okay, yeah, man. So what's next for you, bro? What's some stuff do you want to share that we didn't go over that you want to let the public know? Where are you gonna be at? Who could tell me anything, man?
Yeah, so we've been working really hard. For 6 years, we really only focused on business to business marketing. I mean, that's how we landed, one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, Boehringer Ingelheim, Arizona Care Network, all those big names were because all we focused on is B2B marketing. And we've switched now to where we've built our platform. We have all these clients and partnerships coming to us, and we're building as fast as we can. We're moving a lot faster than we ever have. But now it's time to shift. Now it's time to get our name out there in the blockchain space. So we've been going to a lot more conferences. We'll be at Consensus. I actually personally might be at Consensus. We'll find out. I
Okay,
still have to figure out because Pradeep is in Korea handling some more business. So yeah. Also, we're doing a lot of X spaces. So if you like X spaces, we just had Jordan Last, who's a big guy for Definity. We have Ravi, who's one of the Polygon team members. We have a lot of big guests coming up on our X Spaces. So yeah, we're really trying to get our name out there. And I just think, it's an amazing time to get into Solve. You can skip the whole 6 years of development and jump in right as we're growing and getting adopted.
Okay,
Excuse me.
okay. So, no problem. Where are you guys based at? Like, what's your headquarters? Is it London?
So our headquarters is technically in Estonia, but we are very much a global company. One of our main headquarters was in Ukraine, and then during the war, we helped a lot of people in Ukraine. Pradeep actually caught one of the last flights out of Ukraine before they stopped all the flights,
Well,
and he won a Courage Award by the GBA for that. But now we have offices in Hungary because it's close to Ukraine. We have people in London. We're all over the world, and we just now with this Papo, we now have a Filipino office and a South Korean office, and so we are really spreading out there all around the world.
oh man, you hear that, people? Worldwide, Self-Care is worldwide, baby. So make sure you sign up. Hey man, I really appreciate you spending the time. I know you and Pradeep are very busy guys. And special shout out to Olga for setting up these podcasts. I remember when I first met her, it was at the GBA event where Pradeep won his award. And yeah, just like making connections was very important. And you guys have been very great on my podcast. My viewers and listeners like to see you guys and like see the progression. It's just amazing how much you guys have grown and what you're trying to do for the community. And it's not just uh worrying about yourself, it's worrying about others too, which is more important. That's what honestly, that's what people want to see. Like they want to see companies care about them. They're not
Mhm.
looking at for their best interest.
Yeah,
And so yeah, man, I'm looking forward to doing this again. And let me know whenever you're ready when new stuff comes out. And Godspeed, good luck, bro. Wish you the
yeah,
best with your endeavors.
yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem, dude.